The concept of BRICS, as we frequently hear today, is a vision of a multipolar world order. This differs somewhat from the view held by leading representatives of the United States or Europe. There are already some divergences here, but these should be addressed through negotiation and discussion, rather than met with hostility. This is the fundamental difference between our approach at the alternative for Germany and the politics that currently dominate in Germany and Europe. And I also want to send a message to the Russians. Firstly, that not everyone in Germany is in favor of war here, and secondly, to Germany itself, that it is essential to engage in negotiations with Russia. It is our firm conviction that the channels for dialogue should not be closed. This is a rather childish approach that is being taken here, particularly in the West and across Europe, as if they are offended and refuse to speak to each other. After the war, we will see that others will gradually begin to re-engage with Russia. So why stop the dialogue altogether? We see that the United States and Russia have been negotiating for some time, and it simply must be done. If we don't do this, firstly, we risk missing the opportunity to work towards peace, and secondly, of course, Europe will once again find itself sidelined. As many of today's speakers have already mentioned, Europe is increasingly losing its influence on the international stage. It is well known that corruption is rampant there, in Ukraine. Sending German taxpayers money there, knowing full well that some of it will simply disappear, is unacceptable. It shouldn't be like this. Clearly, German taxpayers are being unfairly ripped off against their will because they certainly don't want this. It is now becoming clear that Ukraine is responsible for the largest act of state terrorism against German infrastructure. This means she is behind the explosion of Nord Stream 2. Germany should have reacted immediately, brought the perpetrators to justice, and frozen all funds, but nothing of the sort happened. And I fear it will be the same again. People will tell themselves, there's corruption there, and we're losing money, but we must support Ukraine at all costs, even if it's unfair that others are lining their pockets there. This is how I assess the stance of the federal government and its officials. And they will justify it by thinking, what comes first? The primary goal is to discredit Russia and weaken it in this conflict. Everything else is secondary. Unfortunately, at that point, the amount of money spent becomes irrelevant. The victims will ultimately be German and European citizens.